welcome everybody to the next SPF UK-CR Climate Resilience Programme webinar. I'm sure you've been to several of these already. If we can go on to the next slide, please. So today we're hearing about a topic we've reported in the news session in previous webinars. We'll be hearing from Jon Stenning from Cambridge Econometrics, and he'll be talking about a new set of UK socioeconomic scenarios. These are really important tools that I think we'll see increasingly used in a whole range of risk and resilience-based projects. As usual, we'll be having a response from somebody who will use this type of result. Today, it's Paul Sayers from Sayers and Partners, and Paul is very heavily involved in the UK-CR programme and runs another project that will actually pick up the data from the socioeconomic scenarios. We'll aim to have a question and answer and discussion session, and that will start at 12:40. So I'd encourage you, as the seminar progresses, to put your questions into the Q&A session. So we'll use the chat if there are technical problems, but if we can use the Q&A for questions, and definitely have a look at what questions are in there, upvote the ones that you think are most relevant to your interests. Next slide, please. It's also quite important that I think as we go through, we'll have the microphones of the attendees muted, so the host and the responder will be able to speak. When it comes to the questions, I'll moderate the questions. On some of the questions, we may unmute the microphone and bring you in to explain the question. The audio and slides will be shared after the event, and you can find those on the UK-CR website. Note that the webinar is being recorded, therefore. If you want to tweet, and we very much encourage you to do so, please use the hashtag shown at the bottom of the screen. And please do, when you get time, visit the website. We always have new material on there describing progress in a whole range of projects. Next slide, please. Just very briefly, a couple of items of news. So a piece of work led by Nigel Arnell, and he spoke about this, I think, in the very first of our webinars, that has looked at a range of risk-relevant hazard indicators and how they might change as we progress into the future. There are results for a whole range of sectors. The paper has now been accepted and published, and I think forms a very useful data set for the UK. There's also a very impressive paper that focuses more on the topic of today, and that's looking at socioeconomic pathways and thinking about the relevance of those to the UK. Next slide, please. Before Christmas, I think some of you attended the webinar that looked at urban climate science, resilience, and how we might improve communication with urban stakeholders. And the speaker, Claire Scannell, talked about a range of fact sheets that have been used with city stakeholders. Several of these are now available and can be accessed from the website. So you can see the sort of communication tools we've been using with the likes of Bristol, Belfast, Glasgow, etc. Okay, with that, I think we can now move on to Jon and hear about the socioeconomic scenarios. So Jon, over to you.